as you all have stated to me, some Americans don't quite know all the full impact of the president's economic policy. So this is an opportunity for the president to go to Illinois and do just that. Look, I think as you talk about the economy and where it's going, we've been very clear. We believe that we're headed to a slow and steady growth. We believe that the work that the president has done with economic policy important. But like I said, we understand that a lot of Americans don't know what the president has done.
I'm just trying to get a better sense of why now for this speech. Is it tied to the progress in the economy? Is it tied to just like the moment we are in the political season? I mean, what?
I think it's a combination of things, right?
The president was so confident in saying that his dictator remark had no impact and no real consequence on the work that the U.S. and China continue to do to try to find, a place of compromise and competition. China's reacting differently, so why is the president saying so confidently that his remark had no real consequence?
Because he believes it. And we're still in communication with the PRC about moving this relationship forward.
Karine, have you spoken to the president about this? Have you asked him whether he was there with his son on July 30th?
This is not a conversation that I've had with the president. Again, I would refer you to the White House counsel.
Do you plan to have that conversation with the president?
No.
Did the president speak with the Attorney General at all last night at the state dinner?
I cannot say if the president had a conversation with the Attorney General last night. What I can refer you to is the White House counsel's office as it relates to the allegations. They've already addressed this.
Reporting earlier in the week that after the plea agreement was reached by Hunter Biden, that the president felt relieved that that part of it was behind him. Is that true? Can you speak to his mindset? I can't speak to that. I cannot speak to the president's mindset. Again, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office. I said, can you state definitively whether on July 30th, 2017, that text message you're referring to that Karine Jean-Pierre told me, I have not spoken to the president about that. I asked her, do you plan to? Can you get us that answer? And she said, Chuck, no, I don't plan to speak to him about this, and I don't plan to address this from the podium. Wow. And that's why you're having other folks in the White House, like from Oversight and Investigations, having to address this from a different way, but certainly not on camera and not at the podium, which in many ways creates more questions about this issue.
If the Navy had audio suggesting that it had imploded, was that communicated with all the partners?
The Navy did pass on to the incident commander the acoustic data that they had received. But they were also quick to make clear that they couldn't be definitive about what that data meant. And they couldn't be clear that that data was connected to the Titan, to the submersible. But they did pass that information up to the incident commander, as you would expect they would. And I'm sure that that was factored into the search plan in some way, but I'd refer you to the Coast Guard to speak to specifics.
Any concerns that resources were wasted in searching the area the size of Connecticut?
No. I think the Coast Guard has spoken definitively about this and quite well every day here, or at least every day till we got the tragic news that there was.
The president invited his son Hunter to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and the decision making of why the president decided to invite.
I'm just not going to get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get into it.
Let me ask you this. If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors 2 days earlier?
A couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not uncommon. As it relates to anything related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
Can I follow up on that?
No, I just called in somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but